You know, there's nothing like being, I know, you can finish the phrase, in the green room. Yes! This is where all the magic happens, baby. It's where it all goes down. And we're here with the one and only Sherry Gideon. And I'm super excited, by the way. Yeah, I can read this bio. I can tell you all the wonderful things she's done, but I never do that. Why would I start now? Not today. So what I like to do, if I can, Sherry, is take a few minutes, if you would, and tell the audience, like, who is Sherry? And more importantly, what are you up to these days?
Oh, wow. Yes. So I'm a spiritual teacher, transformational leader, success mentor, and author. And what am I up to these days? Well, for me, it is always all about how can we raise people's lives? How can we help them to connect and attach to a greater, grander idea of themselves and live their best lives? And that's what brings me the most passion in my life.
You know, when you, oh, that's on me. I thought it was on you. When they say raise people's lives, yeah, I know I'm trying to share this to make sure they can hear you at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not perfect, but I'm getting better every day, by the way. I'm getting better. When you say raise people's lives, take a moment because you gotta unpackage that for a moment so we kind of understand what that means. I don't think you mean. Tell us what you mean by that. I don't want to even think about it. What do you mean by that?
Well, so what I mean by that is that everything is energy and everything is a thought, and we are thinking thoughts all day long, and we are asking the question all the time, how do I create the life that I'm living? Why are these things happening to me all the time, over and over, whether they're good or they're bad? And so when we talk about raising people's lives, let's face it, every single one of us wants to be happy. Every single one of us wants to feel joy. And a lot of us don't know how to do that, how to create that in a way that we get to feel that today and every day from here on out.
You know, I know that you talked about feeling it from today and every day out and living our best life. Take a moment,
Yep.
and this is a question I've been asking a number of folks. With the worst pandemic we've had in 100 years, certainly during our lifetime, what's the conversation that you and your colleagues have been having now? Now, I get it 3 months ago, 4 months ago, what was it, on March 10th of this year, the conversation was really different, right? But now that we're into this and we're like, this is like the new normal, my question is, what type of conversation are you having with your colleagues and what are you doing to encourage your clients?
hmm Well, to be honest with you, most of the people that are in my inner circle really think from the same awareness. It's about awareness. It's about choice and choosing how we're going to put where we're going to put our focus, how we're going to put our focus. And most of us are talking about how can we share that with others? You know, how can we help others to realize is where you put your attention and focus coupled with your feelings is creating energy. And so what you're giving out, you're pulling back into your environment. You're pulling back into your experience what you are. So most of us are having the conversation, how can we share that with others from a place that people are ready to receive that?
Ready to receive that. You know, that makes a lot of sense. Why do you do what you do? I mean, I know you're going to get into this great segment when we finally get started. And you've got this whole thing about mastering unlimited thinking. But before I ask you why you do what you do, why did you pick this topic, by the way? You can pick any topic you wanted, but yet you want to talk about mastering your ultimate thinking. Why now?
Because I had to do it myself. I mean, when we're people who want to, as I said earlier, want to raise other people's lives, want to help them praise their own life, I had to figure it out in myself first. And I had to practice what I preach. And that wasn't easy because it started out for me in 1997. I had a massive heart attack and died. I had a very deep near-death experience because I was trying to be what everybody else said I needed to be loved and accepted. And so I had built the belief system that guess what? I needed to be perfect. And in order to be loved and accepted, I needed to be what we call successful. And so I ended up having the very deep trip to the white light. And it was in that experience that I experienced true love, real love, free love. And I was shown over everything I had given while I was in the body. And I know that sounds deep, but it's what set the stage for the transformation of my life because I was shown the purposes, my calling, what I had come for. And I didn't realize, I mean, this is a very long story, but I didn't realize when I was given the choice to come back in and share this message with the world that I was going to experience the opposite, that I was going to experience the contrast, you know, walking homeless twice on the streets and having people laugh at me and vilifying me and spitting on me. But guess what? The me I had been shown in this experience, she cared about people. She loved people unconditionally. And the steps I've taken in my life and the reason I do what I do, because I want to be that version of me. And so I've done what is necessary to grow as a person. And that's why I help other people, because I want them to live their best lives and become the person that they came here to be.
Wow, I'm super impressed. For April Ross that's out there watching right now. What's up, April? Joy Daniels is tuned in right now. Beverly is out there. Carla's out there. What's going on? Samantha, Carol, and so many folks that are tuned in. We come back. We're going to learn these steps for transforming to a powerful life. And what I understand is no matter where you are and what you're going through, you can transform to a much higher level and have a powerful life. That's the promise you made, by the way. So you tune in, ladies and gentlemen, because we come back in 5. It's my favorite part. 4, 3, 2, 1. We got a show. We'll be right back. Can't wait. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they say yeah, and they say yeah. Cause all I do is win. Yeah.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I believe you really have 3 visions, by the way. I love to share this. It's so important. You have 3 visions. I believe first you have a vision for yourself. A vision for the car you want to drive down the road. Ooh. You have a vision for the home that you want to live in, the clothes that you want to wear. And it takes resources, which means it takes revenue. And then I believe you have a second vision. You have a vision for your loved ones, the ones you care the most about. I'm still blessed to be able to be here and take care of Mother dear. She's 73 years old, Dr. Cammie B. Jeffers, and I'm blessed to be able to see my sons move to adult age. But guess what it takes? Like you, some of you want to write a check for your kids' first home. Some of you want to write a check to keep somebody in their home. Come on, somebody with their mortgage. Some of you out there want to send your kids to a school of your choice or just write a check for the cause you believe in. It takes revenue to support those resources. And the third vision you have, I love sharing the story. The third vision you have is you have a vision for the people. You, that's right, you were called to serve. And I want you to imagine that you're Noah in the Bible. And you don't have to be a believer. I happen to be a believer, but you don't have to be one, right? But imagine Noah in the Bible. You show up, you're ready to go. You've got all the experience, God's given it to you. You've got all the expertise, He's given it to you. You have the purpose, you're ready. And before you get started, there's a knock at the door. And you're like, what's going on? Noah, I'm sorry to report over here. I'm right here, Noah. Yeah, what's up, man? We don't have any hammer. No hammers in the house. No big deal. You don't even panic. Cool. That's happened to you before. What? I don't mean to say what, but I'm curious. Why are you interrupting me, man? Oh, sorry. Sorry, ma'am. Yeah. there are no nails. I'm going to go and report right now. There's no nails in the house. No hammer, no nails. No, it doesn't panic. Would you panic? Heck no. But there's a third knock in it. There's that third knock. It's always the third knock, isn't it? You're like, what's going on? I might as well confess, Noah, we don't have any wood and there's no team to put the boat together. Good luck on this mission. And that might be you right now. You're ready, but something's holding you back. And this morning, this evening, this afternoon, you need those resources, and Sherry's going to bring it to you. So let me welcome Sherry to the platform. What's going on, Sherry? How are you?
Hey, I'm awesome and happy to be here, Shay, so much. I love your show, the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Wow.
Well, thank you very much. It is an honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to have you on. Look, let me just address the elephant in the room. I've got to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is we're talking about ultimate thinking, positivity. Let me ask the question. What's holding people back today from being positive? Like really? Like what's in your mind? You're an expert at this. What's holding people back these days?
Well, a lot of it is fear. A lot of it is conditioned behaviors, limited beliefs. It's all this. It's like programming. It's like, your operating system in your computer. And just like an operating system in your computer, when it gets bogged down with viruses, what happens? Viruses duplicate. And then you're left trying to make this computer speed up and go faster and get out there on the information highway. In reality, what you need to do is you need to clean out what's going on inside. And so that's where we are right now. I think that what is happening is we're all being called to look inward, to realize the outward world is an extension of what's going on the inside. And so if we would use the resources that are already on the inside, the outside would outpicture what we truly want.
You talked about fear, and you start off that way, actually, and I'm curious, and I know we're going to get into steps to having a powerful life, but we got to slow down sometime to speed up.
Yeah.
And so this is going to sound like a dumb question, but I'm thinking as folks are watching right now, they might be curious, like, how do you overcome fear? Like, what's your view of the world to just overcome fear?
Some of the greatest solutions for myself was being willing to look at fear in the moment and start talking to it. So many of us don't realize that everything that we're reacting to is a habit. And so if something's showing up in your now moment and it causes fear, then what I like to say is it's being revealed to be healed. That deep down in your soul, you want to release what doesn't serve you. And so when it comes up, instead of attaching to that same energy that's in front of you, talk to it. Thank it for being there, for showing you a part of yourself that's not serving you. And then what I like to ask the question that I teach my clients to ask is, so what is it I really want? So instead of putting all that focused energy on what you don't want, which is fear, put your attention on what you do want. And one of the ways that I do that is I ask myself the question, so what is it I really want? What I really want is to be in a moment right here, right now with someone like you, talking about fun, amazing things that lift people and give people solutions. What I really want is to be traveling all over the world, helping people of all ages discover their own greatness. As I go to higher levels and speak that at higher and clearer levels, guess what? I'm feeling chills all over my body because that spirit soul part of me is saying, yes, that's your truth. Yes.
Wow, that's your truth. I love it. Do me a favor. For Joan Corner Woman Wilson is out there right now. I see Carl's watching right now, and so many folks that are tuned in. I'm going to ask her, what's the difference between this positive thinking and something that she talks about a lot, which is ultimate thinking? Like, in my mind, I'm trying to get my arms around it. So I want to get your perspective. There's positive thinking, and this is you, not me. This is you. You said there's positive thinking and there's ultimate thinking, and we like to know the difference. But before you answer that question, for those folks that are out there, we believe in the giver's economy. And the giver's economy says the person outgives the competition, out-earns the competition. So do me a favor. Hit the watch party button. Now, I know if you're watching on Roku, you can't do it. Apple TV, I understand. But if you're watching right now, you can see it. Hit the watch party button, hit the share button, and pay this message forward. When you hit the share button, a little box pops up. It pops up. And I just want you to put Master Ultimate Thinking and to put hashtag Sherry Gideons. Just do that right now. Just do Master Ultimate Thinking. Hashtag Sherry Gideons. Did I get that right? Gideons, I got it right. Good. And I want you to do that right now. I want you to do that. Now, you might even know what ultimate thinking is. Like, I don't know either. Don't worry. But she's getting ready to define positive thinking, and she's going to define ultimate thinking. And someone out there right now, this is what they are. They need to raise the level right now. You can help them. Pay it forward. All right, Sherry, talk to me.
All right. So positive thinking, we hear these words of positivity, we hear affirmations, and we can say them. And yeah, it's positive, but there's a big difference. It comes down to belief. When you build your belief is tapped into the inside of you, your spiritual power, your oneness with your God, your source. You can call it the universe, your higher power. But ultimately, ultimate thinking comes from your connection on the inside and listening to that part of you, that part that is always your guide. And a lot of ways that I talk about this is when I call spiritual mind treatment. And I recognize first that all there is this presence that's everywhere. And then I recognize that this presence, I am part of it too. It is in me, through me, as me. And so then when I begin to speak ultimately thinking, I'm thinking from that part of myself that is wholeness, that is love, that is all the attributes of the universe, of God, our source, our higher power. So ultimate thinking comes down to living in the present moment and knowing that you don't need anything. Yes, you desire things. You desire a greater life. You desire happiness, but you don't need happiness. You don't need love. It's already in here. It already exists within you because you are the mighty moving power of the God that created you. You are one with it. That's ultimate thinking. Living in the now, knowing full out that you have what it takes to live the highest life.
You have what it takes. They're listening right now, and as they're watching right now, those folks out there, you look right below the video, just put Master Ultimate Thinking. Just put Master Ultimate Thinking. And they're thinking to themselves, it's easy for you to do that, Sherry. You got it all together. Look at you. You're just saying, just do this stuff, this pie in the sky. Right. Take a moment, and I know we were in the green room, and but I'd like for you to take a moment, if you would, and kind of share a little bit about a time where you had to dig down inside yourself and you had to utilize some of these, not ideas, not tools or techniques, but some of these powerful beliefs and thinking to shift your own life around. Do you mind kind of sharing that with the audience?
Yeah, so let's go back to the beginning when I was given this incredible vision, this vision of why I had come here. And I was shown me from the highest me, unconditional loving, caring, showing that I was going to help people all over the world tap into their individual greatness. And I'm walking homeless on the streets. I experienced the mystical story of Job. And literally, I'm telling what I was told to tell, which is that we must give of ourselves freely without expecting. And love is all there is. And on the other side, I'm experiencing ever-loving hell. But one of the things that had been said to me in this experience was that I never had to worry, that all the right people would show up at the right moment to help me move forward. And so here I am living in the Sequoia National Forest, and, I have nothing. I mean, my kids and I had to go way to the outskirts of the forest because I couldn't pay for camping. I didn't have any money, and pride wouldn't let me go get help. I couldn't ask because pride wouldn't let me go do that. And here I am in the forest, and I overhear somebody in the campsite next to me telling a story to a big group of men about his own near-death experience. And I go over there and I said, did I hear you say that you had a near-death experience? And he says, yes. And he says, I invite you, to tell us about your story. Well, this guy ended up sharing everything with us the whole weekend. Food. He paid for us to fish with them. He paid for us to camp. And at the end of the weekend, he came to me and he says to me, you have forever taken me to the next level. He says, here's $15. It's all I have. He says, but it's yours. He says, I will never forget you. And what I realized during that time is that the message that was given to me is for each and every one of us, that we all have the right people showing up at the right moment to help us move forward, whether it's good or bad. It's being called forth, as I said earlier, from within us, because who we're being and the feelings and emotions that we're being from through the moments of today, we're giving out, we're giving. And so all we're doing is receiving what we're being. We're receiving a mirror of ourselves. And so as I started to experience more of this, yes, the right people did show up at the right moment. And it gave me the courage to keep moving forward. It gave me the courage to surrender more, to let go of more, and to stop having to control the how, to allow.
Control the how to allow. Take a moment, if you would, and you've been so transparent. Thank you so much. Take a moment, if you would, and share with us, 3 things or 3 steps. And I know you can't get into all of it, but give us 3 steps or 3 things that we can do to transform to a powerful life. That's what we all want right now. We want a powerful life. So share at least one of the ideas with us. Come on now, you can't hold back. We're ready. We're ready.
Well, I do this 60-second talk to myself every morning. I wake up, I go to the mirror, and I look in the mirror straight into my eyes, and I literally start telling myself how much I love myself, how kind and how special and amazing I am, and how grateful I am for the woman that is sharing this with everybody. I look at every single area of my body, and I even talk to my cells. I tell my cells, thank you for outpicturing, a very tight, toned, healthy body, vibrant health, and showing others that that's possible in their own lives. Thank you for this radiant smile that looks at other people without judgment and looks inside of herself and dares to be daily that expression to others that's possible in their own lives. So 2, what do I do? The second thing I do is I have a journal, and I start the journal out a little bit different than most people. Most people just start writing in their journal. I literally write, I'm so happy and grateful now that. I'm writing it from the place that it's already so. So when I'm writing it from that place, what's happening is, once again, I'm tapping into the feelings that I would feel if what I desired was right here, right now, in physical form. And then the third thing I do is meditation. I used to be one of these people who said, meditation, no way. I have got the chattiest mind and I will never be able to meditate. But I got to tell you this. When I literally learned how to do it right, which is, most people don't realize that meditation is no thought. We're not supposed to think. We're just supposed to be still. And it's in that stillness that spirit, that amazing, loving presence that's always been there, always will be, will come and start delivering visions and channeled messages and ideas. But we've got to get quiet and we've got to get still. And these 3 things are what bring what's happening in my life right now, today. The amazing, it's happening so quickly right now that I can't even think a thought, and all of a sudden it's manifesting. But it takes time. It takes pockets of baby steps, and it takes living in today and honoring you in today.
Honoring you in today. And as you talk about that, take a moment and tell us what's one of the reasons why this is so near and dear to you. He gave us step number 1, right? I heard 1 step. Is that correct? Okay. Yeah. Give us step number 2. And then when you finish, I'm going to talk about what your big why is. But give us step number 2, please.
The number 2 of writing in the journal.
Yes.
So the how I do it is I just like I have this list. So I have this TV show, like Shay here, and it's called the High Vibe Nation. And it's all about raising the vibrations of the planet. It's tapping people into that vibe in themselves. And we know that everything's a vibe. A vibe goes from a vibe to a frequency. It grows. We are just like an antenna when we are connected to a higher vibration. And so the same in the journal. When you are writing your goals from present tense, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have Joe Dispenza on my show, and we're sharing all these amazing recipes and solutions to help people tap into that in themselves. And so as I do that, as I said, it's raising my vibe. It's causing that vibe to go into a frequency. That music from that sound wave is being sent out into the universe, and I'm pulling back to me, guess what? Every avenue, channel, and opportunity for greater, grander expression. But here's the key. I believe it. I have grown that seed of belief in myself, and I've gotten out of the way of the how. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's already so, and I just need to allow it.
Wow, I love what you're doing. And, you know, this isn't one of those things that folks often talk about, but it's so important to have that ultimate thinking that you talk about. And I found journaling, and I, like yourself, I like to use an automatic journal. The 5-minute journal works best for me because I'm able to put my thoughts down. Thanks for sharing. What's number 3 now? Don't hold back. What's number 3? Give us number 1, number 2. What's the third way?
Yeah, so meditation. And, you know, meditation is different to all of us. We are all individualized people. And so I always say with meditation, be nice to yourself. It takes time. It takes pockets of time. Even if you do meditation for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, set a goal for 5 minutes. The key is to get still. If your thoughts go in a direction where you start to analyze something that's happening in your life, pull it back. No thought. If your thoughts start to go out about an argument you had with somebody, or you got a bill or a debt or whatever it is, pull that thought back. And a lot of times it helps to have music, because the music will cause you to relax and to let go. But the ultimate key, honestly, is I like to call it blue energy. And this blue energy is chakras, and I'm sure you've heard a lot about chakras. Well, most people think that this lower chakra, or root chakra, that's all physical world stuff, and that we need to heal that. But if I was to really say, I'm pulling this energy, which is Christ energy, up to my throne, the crown chakra, and I'm holding that energy there in pure energy, focused on what I really want instead of what I don't want, guess what? It gets easier and easier. And meditation is one of the key tools that I use to keep me in this vibrant, silly, playful self that I'm being right now.
I love it. You guys have got to check her show out, by the way. She's going to talk about Vibe Nation and what they're doing. High Vibe Nation and what they're doing. It's totally amazing because she's implementing every single day. And what I like about it is not just about jumping up and down and clapping your hands. It's not about singing Kumbaya and everything's going to be okay. I'm not making fun of those things. But she's giving you some real tools and some real ideas to reach another level, the ultimate level of thinking, which is above positive thinking. You know, one of the core values we have here is a value called today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. This is one of our core values. For those folks that are out there watching, and you know what I'm going to do, look right below the video, and put down today is my January 1st. And today is my January 1st represents one of those moments in time where you get an opportunity to make a decision. You don't wait till January the 1st, for those that are hearing it for the first time, and say, this is my January 1st. I couldn't wait for that calendar date. You create a January 1st. Every time you make a decision, there's probably 1,000 decisions throughout the day. And any one of those decisions could change the trajectory of your life. So it's a do-over. It's a fresh start. It's your past does not equal the future. You either make a decision that you're going to work out, or you're going to sit back and binge watch. That's a January 1st moment. You make a decision, you're going to have some hamburgers and some French fries, salt, pepper, ketchup. I know you have ketchup. A little hot sauce. Or you go to the other side and open up the refrigerator. When you open up the refrigerator, there's some kale. Doesn't that sound good? There's some broccoli. Gotta have that. And can't leave the Brussels sprouts in there. That's a January 1st moment. So my question to you, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, and every one of you look below the video and put, today is my January 1st. When you hear those words, what does it mean to you, Sherry? What do you hear?
Living today. I mean, you know, as I've said over and over, I've had 2 near-death experiences, and what that's taught me is to live in the now, to value and milk joy out of the now. And so what I do is I walk outside and I take a deep breath and I recognize what's going to bring me more joy today. As I connect with that feeling, as I listen to the birds, and it sounds airy-fairy. I mean, a lot of people could say, this is all woo-woo and airy-fairy, but listen, I'm human as the rest. I've had those struggles. I've had those challenges. But by choosing to milk the joy out of today, and how much more can I love today? Tell my kids I love them dearly. I mean, one of the things, just before we did this show, I went into my daughter's bedroom and I said to her, do you know how much your mom loves you? Do you know how special you are? That's what I mean. If this is my January 1st day, I'm going to do what I can to make the most out of today, to love, live, and be happy today. Whatever that is for each and every one of you, get clear about what it is and milk that joy. Milk it and love today as if all there is today.
Today is my January 1st. That is so important. What was your January 1st moment? And you had so many throughout your life and your career, but what was that January 1st moment? You made a decision and said, I'm going to plant my flag. I'm going to draw a line in the sand, and I'm going to make a decision today that I'm going to be an entrepreneur. What was your January 1st moment?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was really, probably back to my 20s, to be honest with you, when I I have not worked a regular job since my 20s. And it was really just because I wanted to go out there and experience life at the fullest. And so I started out as a personal trainer, and I was a celebrity personal trainer in Los Angeles. And I talk about freedom a lot because that's really what I got clear about, is I wanted freedom. And isn't that what we want as entrepreneurs? I mean, on one level, we want to work for ourselves and we want to be successful and stuff like that. But if we really get to the core of it, we want freedom of movement. And so that's what that job did for me, is it allowed me to move all over the place all the time, you know, going from house to house or situation like that. And I got to meet people all the time. I love people, and meeting people is so much fun. And I get intrigued all the time. I ask a million questions and I want to know people, about people. So that's what allowed me to do that. And so drawing a line in the sand is where I said, you know what, I'm not going to work for somebody. I'm not going to do a 9-to-5 job, and I'm not going to be locked into something that I don't enjoy and keeps me stuck. And I'm going to break free of that. And that was moving into personal training back in, when was that now? That was in the 80s.
Wow. You know, there are a number of folks that are out there that are getting excited right now, just like they were, and they're writing, today is my January 1st. And they're saying, I get to create the future. My past does not equal the future. I get a do-over. I get a fresh start. This is my moment. Just like they were excited back on December 31st, by the way, after a couple drinks. On the back of a cocktail napkin, they started writing down their goals. And I'm going to tell you right now, Sherry, they were excited. If you ask some folks today, not any of you watching, what was your New Year's resolution? They'd be like, that was so long ago. So my question to you is this. You probably heard this before. Sometimes there's truth inside of truisms, right? And so you heard before that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. But having said that over and over and over again, what do most people struggle with most? 2 hands raised. Consistency. Yeah. So what is your secret for folks to hashtag stay the course no matter what? What do you teach folks to do?
Well, that's, honestly, I teach people to live in the now because, and let me just say that when you use that as an example, what happens is most of us live 95% of the time in the past. The past is over, but we don't realize when we set a January 1st goal that we're self-prophesizing the now goal because we go back to the experience last year and the experience before that and 10 years before that. And then what are we doing? We're pulling the past into the now, even though we think we have a new goal. And so the object is to live from today forward. And so what can you do consistently today? So if weight loss or better health is a goal, then you're setting these intentions up for yourself today. So here's one of the keys. If you set a certain amount of meals you were going to eat in today, and let's say you messed up on one of them. And what is our habit? Our habit is to go into our subconscious mind, our old patterns and our old beliefs, and look back again at the episode that happened a year before and how, oh, I hated that I had to go without, and I don't really like to exercise. And we bring those feelings into the now. So when that happens, we need to talk to ourselves and begin this conversation. One of the easiest things I say to myself, and it's going to sound corny, but every day in every way, I get better and better, and I keep moving forward. So if I screwed up or I messed up on intentions for today, guess what I say? In another 2 hours, I get another choice. I get to choose what was on my original goal plan instead of saying, oh, I blew it today, I messed up, so guess what? I guess I'm going to just have to start over tomorrow. And consistency requires living in the now, moving forward through the moments of today, making wiser, better choices in alignment with that feeling of that goal. What's that vision? That vision is the goal. And it's the feeling you're aligned with, you're tapped into. And that's what you keep wanting to remind yourself of throughout the rest of today. And don't give up.
Don't give up. How can folks connect with you? I guess it's probably two questions on their mind because I heard you do a number of things. You help folks live this high vibe life. You also help them master the ultimate thinking. You talked a little bit about fitness and making sure that they have the strength and the vitality and the focus to do the things they want to do and make it happen. So I guess my question to you is a two-part question. Number one, who's your ideal client? And as we're listening, some of you out there, you're like, whoa, where has this person been? And others like, well, it's not for me, but you may know someone. And it's a good time to do that. And then the part two of the question is, how can they best connect with you? They're like, how can I connect with you? How can I stay in this conversation?
Yeah, so my ideal clients are entrepreneurs and people who are ready to take the next step in their lives. They are clear about what they want, and they're not really sure how to create that. And get them past their limiting beliefs. Help them step into this greater vision. And you can find me at my website on sherrygideons.com, and then also on Facebook, Sherry Gideons. Of course, we have the High Vibe Nation, and you can find us on Facebook at the High Vibe Nation, and on LinkedIn, Sherry Gideons, and on Instagram, Sherry Gideons, of course. And then also, I did not even mention, I also am the founder of an organization called Expanded Woman Business Network. And that is all about expanding expression for excellence.
I love what you're doing. This is great. This is fantastic. I'm going to encourage you all to connect with her immediately. Not only will it change your life, but it's going to change the folks that you're around. It's going to attract some folks that you didn't even know even existed on the planet. And that's one of the benefits that I love. One of the reasons I'm having this conversation with the one and only Sherry Gideons right now is because of an attraction of a gentleman that I hadn't talked to in almost 15 years, Eric Swanson, and Habitude Warrior. And because of that reason, we're having this conversation right now. Talk about mastering your ultimate thinking. You know, we're moving to a segment called Rapid Fire. And I like rapid fire. Why? Because I get to ask whatever question I want. And you should like it too, by the way, Sherry, because you can decline to answer any question. You don't have to answer a question because I asked it. But one of my favorite questions to ask, of course they're all my favorite, but this is really my favorite, is of all the success ideas you've learned on this journey of life, and you've learned so many ideas, probably 10,000 plus ideas easily. You could probably teach a whole seminar for a week on success. But what is one idea, one golden nugget that you could share with us that is your driving force in order for you to be successful?
You know, to be mindful of my thoughts. The most important driving force is to be aware and to want to have the desire to grow as a person, to grow into this greatest, grandest idea that you have for yourself, that I have for myself. Every one of us deserves it. Every single one of us is worthy of it. But then we get blocked by other people's opinions and other people's beliefs and our own false truths and our own beating ourselves up. And success for me is being mindful right now of who I'm being and where I'm being, and is it in alignment with what I just said to you?
Of all the mentors you've had, perfectly said, by the way, of all the mentors you've had along this journey, and again, you've had so many mentors that helped you at many different stages of your life, what's one idea that you take away from any of your mentors that we, the audience, we can benefit? We could be like in your head right now saying, whoa, this is what her mentor told her, and she's kind of held on to it, and now she's going to share it with us. Talk to us.
That is an easy one for me. I've had a mentor that I am the woman I am today because of her. Her name is Reverend Nancy Woods, and she has been with me through the darkest of moments and the happiest of moments. And I mean, and when I was homeless on the streets, I mean, I wouldn't have gotten through some of the things I got through without her. But here's what she said. She said, Sherry, we are all one. There is no separation. We are all one. So when you're driving down the street and somebody cuts you off right next to you and you say, that no good son of a, you know what? She says, remember that that person next to you is the face of God. When somebody's screaming at you or yelling at you and you're in an altercation, remember that person in front of you is the face of God. And we are all expressions of God. And we all have the choice to be from those attributes of God. And so literally every single person that shows up in my life, I have trained myself to see them as an extension of myself. Doesn't matter what color they are, what color their skin is, would you classify them as ugly, overweight, this or that? I have trained myself to see people as the face of God, and that every single one of them has a seed of greatness.
A seed of greatness. Second to last question, I want to take some time and talk about this whole High Vibe Nation that you've been kind of chatting about. I know you had the High Vibe Nation show, and I want to make sure the audience understands three things, and you can handle this, by the way. Number one, what's the mission of the show? Why does the show exist? Number two, what type of folks are part of this nation? Because they might be thinking, you know what, I don't have no big success stories, or I don't make a whole lot of money, and they might be wondering, am I a part of this group? So tell them what type of folks are part of this group. And number three, tell us why you enjoy it so much, why it puts a smile on your face every time you mention it.
Yeah, well, it came about in a vision, and I was bedridden. And I had degenerative disc disease. So obviously I was taken back with a lot of what's happening to us right now, into silence, into tapping into myself. And in this vision, I was shown the whole show, and I was given every single one of the details that we were going to have people of, spiritual leaders and transformational leaders and people like you, Shay, who were sharing solutions, who were sharing resources, who were raising the vibrations of the planet, and were helping people to remember who they truly are. That every single one of us has a choice to come from that place, that higher vibration in ourselves. And so everyone we've had on the show as a guest is is literally people who have done the necessary steps, have used these universal principles, these laws of nature that have always been in presence, and they're bringing their message forward and they're sharing it with everyday people, people who are seekers, because I'm a believer that what you're seeking is always seeking you. And so this show is really teaching people how to tap into that in themselves from all these variety of different ways that people have done it in their own lives, just like people like you.
Wow, powerful. I love what you're doing. I wish we had more time. I gotta stop saying I wish we had more time. We're gonna make more time. We're gonna bring her back because we can make more time. But Shay, you always say you can't make more time. Well, I can make more time, right? Because we can bring her back. See, it works. It does work. I tell you what, first of all, thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I don't just love your energy, and I don't just love your passion, although I admire those. I love the heart that you have to serve, and I love the heart that you have to give, and you give, and you give, and you give. And I know we talk a lot about serve plus add value. And you add value on every single episode. So I'm going to encourage everyone to connect with you over High Vibe Nation and also connect with you personally. Take a moment, if you would, and I know you said you would share your final thoughts and comments with the audience to empower and inspire them, but do two things. First, tell them once again how they can connect with you, okay? So if you're out there right now, I want you all to tune in right now because Sherry's the right person at the right time for your right situation. If you want to have the right ultimate thinking, she can help you get right there. Hey, a lot of rights going on, but she can help you get right there. So tell them how they can connect with you, and then go ahead and share your final thoughts. Again, thank you so much. You are just super amazing.
Thank you. I receive. So you can find me on sherrygideons.com. You can find me on Instagram at Sherry Gideons, LinkedIn Sherry Gideons, the High Vibe Nation on Facebook. You can also find us on the web at www.thehighvibenation. You can find my Women's Business Network community on Facebook. It's Expanded Woman Business Network. And we're also at Expanded Woman on our business page. And I just really want to share with each and every one of you that every one of you has a seed for greatness. And it's in you, and you got to be hungry for it. You got to want it, and you got to deserve and know that you deserve it. And I just want you to walk away realizing that today is where your point of power exists. You are the most powerful in the moments of today. And if you don't know, every thought that you're thinking is a vibe, it's a feeling, it's an emotion that grows power. So every 16 seconds, you're thinking a thought, it's growing its power. It's growing its power. And you're giving it out into the universe. And everything that's coming into your environment is a piece of you. It's saying, hello, you, look at you. So focus your thoughts on what brings you more joy, what brings you more happiness, what allows you to live, to be the real you. Because you deserve it and you are worthy of it.
I love it. With that being said, I want you all to know that you are amazing. As she said, you've got greatness inside you. For every single one you watching right now, thank you so much for participating. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the share button, continue to follow on. You can still hit the share button. Pay this message forward to another little girl, another big girl, another little boy, or another big man, if you're a big boy, if it's that's out there right now, that can help change their life. They can make a difference for them. Hit the share button. Hit the watch party button. That's your digital applause to say thank you, because Sherry wants you to pay it forward to someone else. With that being said, I want you to know once again that for you listening, every single one of you, the best is still yet to come. Why? Because you can overcome fear. Sherry talked about that. The best is still yet to come. Why? Because you can have ultimate thinking, not just positive thinking, but ultimate thinking. And for you, the best is still yet to come, because when you believe, you can walk into that powerful life. And today is your January 1st. Today is your January 1st. Today, by the way, is your January 1st. With that being said, my name, for those folks that are curious and making all that noise, my name is Shay Brown. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is very, very, very long. longer. Life, on the other hand, is very short. You got to live in the moment. You got to make it count. With that being said, God bless, and we wish you success. Peace. Thanks a lot, by the way. You're a rock star. I can't wait to connect with you again. Talk to y'all later. We're out of here. See you next time. Bye-bye. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Check.
Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Man.
Got money on my mind, I can never
Man.
get enough. And every time I step
Man.
up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Cause all I do is win. If you doing it, put your hands
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.